What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another football video. This time we're going to be covering the Manchester City latest news. Just a short video this one, because we did do one relatively late last week. So just a little bit of a roundup with regards to going towards Schalke match and also the FA Cup match and FA Cup draw. So this is my reaction to that. So first up, Manchester City ended up beating Newport County away, as I'm sure you're all aware, 4-1 and on an awful Rodney Parade pitch, as Manchester City ended up reaching the quarter-finals. Because of that, the Manchester derby, which was scheduled for March 16th, will now be postponed, as Manchester City reached the quarter-finals, and coincidentally Manchester United have two, and so we're expecting that to be around the beginning of April when we have confirmation of when that Manchester derby is. I will be putting it into my video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And I said we'd have the reaction to the draw. Manchester City have drawn Championship side and former Premier League side Swansea City away from home, as we're back off to Wales once again in what will be, I'm sure, a much anticipated match for both clubs, both set of fans, and I'm sure it will be an entertaining game. Very difficult game. Swansea keeping very tight, not conceding too many goals in the Championship, so they'll be difficult to break down, and it's a long travelling day for our Manchester City players and for the fans too, and so I'm sure it'll be a very difficult quarter-final. Could have had it easier. I would have preferred a home draw, but there we go. We can't be too picky when it comes down to draws. At least we've ended up avoiding a couple of the more difficult teams involved. We could have had Manchester United away, we could have had Wolves away. There have been some extremely difficult matches, so we've got Swansea away, which is still difficult, but it could have been worse, it could have been better. There we go. We've got a chance though to get to Wembley. Again, our second home. In the other quarter-final draws, Millwall have drawn a home match against Brighton. Be an interesting match, that one will. Watford have got a home match against Crystal Palace. Again, another quite interesting match. And then Wolves against Manchester United at Molineux. That will be a very interesting affair. Manchester United having to come through Chelsea, of course. Came through Arsenal in the previous round. Very difficult draws this for Manchester United. I've seen some people saying it's fixed. Well, where was all the fixed draws when Manchester City were drawing it difficult? We've, for a couple of seasons, I think it's 2 or 3 seasons consecutive, was always drawing teams that are doing well in the Championship and always drawing Premier League teams at home and away. It was always difficult. No one was spouting about how difficult the draws were then, but now that Manchester City apparently having it easier, so all of a sudden it's a fix. Yeah, okay then. Next up, Champions League action. We've had the referee confirmed for this, Carlos del Ciero, I hope that's how you say his name. He's a Spanish referee. He's been put in charge of the match on Wednesday night away in Gelsenkirchen against Schalke. It's Manchester City's Champions League first leg game, of course, in the last 16. He was in charge of Manchester City's match against Shakhtar Donetsk away, which we ended up winning 3-0 in the Ukraine. I don't really have anything that stands out in my memory of any controversial decisions there, so hopefully it'll be a controversial-free night, and hopefully we'll come out with a positive result. Staying on the continent with Europe, not covering Manchester City this time, but covering a Manchester City player. Douglas Luiz, who of course couldn't get his work permit to play for Manchester City in the first team squad this season. He went out on loan to Girona and he threw out an absolute worldy performance at no other place than the Bernabeu itself against Real Madrid, the current Champions League 3-time consecutive champions, as Girona have beaten Real Madrid at 2-1 at the Bernabeu, and Luiz was one of the standout players, playing absolutely phenomenal in the middle. Great tackling, great interception, reading of the play was absolutely brilliant, and I'm sure if he can be more consistent over in Girona, he'll be pushing in and around the Manchester City first team squad. Of course, a midfielder, a holding midfielder. Man City have a lack of a holding midfielder. Might Manchester City welcome Douglas Luiz doing really well? Well, he's still got a few more months left at Girona. Could he be Manchester City's answer? I doubt it. I imagine we'll probably be signing someone more senior, but we might see him in and around the Manchester City squad. Continues playing like that, and I'm sure we will. Next up, we've got some injury news, and Vincent Kompany and Benjamin Mendy, they are now training again ahead of expecting to resume full training next week and be available for selection next week. So we might be looking at West Ham at home. We might even be looking at the weekend after, which is Bournemouth away. I have heard rumours that Vincent Kompany could be available for the Cup final too, so I'll keep an eye out on that one. I'll keep you up to date on Twitter with that one. And also, we've got some injury news. John Stones and Gabriel Jesus have picked up little knocks, so they're now doubtful for the game against Schalke on Wednesday night. So we may even see Vincent Kompany make the squad. I'm not expecting him to start, but he may well even make the substitute bench for that game, as I'm expecting it now to be an Otamendi and Laporte centre-back partnership. We may well even see Zinchenko, coincidentally now, starting that match in Gelsenkirchen against Schalke. So it'll be very interesting. I'm waiting for the squad to travel out, see who's travelled out, see who hasn't, and we'll have a rough idea of who's going to start, who's going to feature for Manchester City City before heading back. And of course, we've got the Carabao Cup final coming up on Sunday. So the next time we have one of these latest news, hopefully we'll have our first trophy in the bag, and hopefully we'll be looking good at getting to the quarter-finals of the Champions League, and hopefully we'll still be going all reigns on the Premier League, and hopefully we'll still be sat on top of the Premier League. If Manchester United could do us a favour this weekend, they're playing before the Carabao Cup final. I think it's a 2:05 kickoff PM GMT. Against Liverpool away at Old Trafford. So hopefully if Manchester United can win that game, Man City will remain on top. Any points gained for Liverpool will mean they go back on top. It'll be a big blow if they end up winning that game. We've got a lot of hard work to do in the Premier League if they do end up winning that game. So it'll be very interesting, all to play for. I feel like this is a poignant week in the future for the season for Manchester City, and of course next week we'll be covering that on Manchester City latest news. So make sure you stay tuned for that one, and make sure you subscribe, press the red button and press the bell, and put your push notifications on to be notified when I've uploaded, so you can stay in the loop as quickly as possible. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed the video, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to go and follow me on social media, my Twitter and Instagram links are in the description below, and also if you want to hit me up with any sponsorships or any business inquiries, then my email is also in the description below. And I'll see you all again for the next video. We're going to have the analysis up on Thursday for that Manchester City game against Schalke. Fingers crossed we'll have a positive result. So there we go, that's been the video. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all again soon. So it's been JSGC. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace. Ciao for now.